Alright, team, so we are back with some Final Fantasy VII Remake content. We got a couple things to talk about today, so let's hop right into it. First up is the sales for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think we have the total number just yet, but they did tweet out today about how within the first 3 days they sold 3.5 million units, like physical and digital together. So 3.5 million copies of the remake being sold within the first few days, it seems a bit low to me. Like, don't get me wrong, like a couple million sales is really, really good. Some games don't even reach, the millions. And there's a good chance that the launch of this game, like the sales figures, the sales numbers, the amount of copies sold was affected by, of course, coronavirus, COVID-19, all that other stuff. There's a good chance that that's part of it. But still, given the legacy of the Final Fantasy series and what this is a remake of Final Fantasy VII, one of the most important games of all time. It really revolutionized JRPGs around the world, right? I honestly thought it'd have a bigger launch, but it's still not bad. And if we want to compare it to another game that launched around the same time and was also a remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake sold about 2 million copies within the first 5 days. So if we want to round up a bit, the FF7 Remake sold almost double the RE3 Remake, so that's not bad at all. And neither one of these numbers are bad by any means. And see, the Resident Evil 3 Remake coming out around the same time might have also hurt the sales a bit of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but also what the game is, right? It's a very different style of game. It's not turn-based. It's not the full Final Fantasy VII story. There's a lot of factors working against FF7R, and the fact that it still sold 3.5 million is pretty good. So next up we have the Ultimania guide for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is coming out on April 28th. It'll be $30, and I'm not exactly sure if the 28th means that that's when it's actually going to ship to people or what. This website right here, for example, PlayAsia, says that they're not going to ship it till the 3rd, which means you wouldn't get the Ultimania guide until sometime after May 3rd from this website. So I don't exactly know when you're supposed to receive these if you buy them, but it's actually something that I'm considering buying. I've said before multiple times in other videos, I'm not really a collector. I don't really collect things, but I do like strategy guides and guidebooks for games. But the Ultimania for Final Fantasy games is more than just a strategy guide or a guidebook. They have like developer interviews in them, and they go like a lot more in depth on like stuff for the game. So if there's like a named NPC in a town that you don't know much about, the Ultimania will often have like a backstory for that character, like a couple sentences or a paragraph or something. Another example I can give on how these are useful is we talked recently about how 7 and 10 are connected, and I can't remember if it was from the 10 Ultimania, the 10-2 Ultimania, or a combination of both, but that's where we got a lot of the developer quotes about how those games are connected. So I haven't quite decided yet if I want to get it, but if I do, I might end up doing some sort of like a quote-unquote review of it, kind of talk about the book and the highlights of it potentially, so let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Something I find a bit strange about the Ultimania thing, though, before we move on to the main part of the video, is that they're not really talking about it. Like, I've seen other accounts tweet about the Ultimania guide, but the Final Fantasy VII Remake account, for example, has not mentioned this Ultimania guide one time. I actually scrolled back quite far before the launch of the game, before April 10th, and they've yet to mention it. It's kind of strange. I don't know why they're not talking about it. So on to the sort of main part of the video, if you want to call it that, and it's another cross-promotion with Final Fantasy VII Remake and a product, and we talked about it briefly before in another video, but it's the Mountain Dew Gamefuel promotion. But what's different from the Butterfinger promotion that plagues my existence is you actually don't have to spend any money at all. You don't have to go out to the store and buy 20 cans of the Gamefuel. Like, you can actually enter this thing for free. You just come on over here to ff7remake.gamefuel.com to enter. As you can see in the top right corner, I've already registered for it. I was not an instant winner, sadly. Now, there's quite a bit of different prizes here. There's 22 different things and then the one grand prize thing. We'll go over them really quickly in order from the bottom to the top, so I guess technically the worst to the best. We have Final Fantasy VII Remake Metallic File Volume 2 Sephiroth. Don't even know what that is. Final Fantasy VII Remake Metallic File Volume 1 Cloud and Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII Remake Mini Plush Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII Remake Mini Plush Cloud. Final Fantasy Trading Card Game Starter Deck. I forgot that was even a card game. Final Fantasy VII Remake Wall Scroll Volume 2 Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII Remake Wall Scroll Volume 1 Cloud and Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII Remake Trading Arts Blind Box Set of 5 figurine. Oh my god, I don't know what none of that is. Final Fantasy Plush Sephiroth Plus with Masamune. Final Fantasy Plush Cloud Strife Plush. There's a lot of plush. Digital Game Code Final Fantasy VII Remake Standard Edition. Final Fantasy VII Action Doll Sephiroth Plush. I don't know what the difference is between all these dolls. Final Fantasy VII Action Doll Aerith Gainsborough Plush. Final Fantasy VII Action Doll Tifa Lockhart Plush. Final Fantasy VII Action Doll Cloud Plush. HyperX Cloud PS4 headset. That took a drastic turn. Final Fantasy VII Remake Onyx Bracelet Sephiroth Jewelry. And lastly, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake Leather Necklace Aerith Elgato HD 6 Plus Capture Card. That's pretty cool, actually. Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth Key Case. I don't know what a key case is at all. Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth Trifold. I'm guessing that's a wallet. Final Fantasy VII Remake Sephiroth Wallet. And lastly, we have BenQ EW3280U 4K HD monitor with HDR-I technology. What the hell is happening? 32-inch 4K UHD 16:9 IPS display with wide gamut space with HDR and FreeSync USB-C 1 cable connectivity. And this Final Fantasy VII Remake themed Gamefuel mini fridge is the grand prize. We're only giving away one of these. Everybody that enters is eligible to win this whenever they give it away. What I do find a bit strange about this is that the approximate value of this mini fridge is about $240, but as we just seen by looking at all the prizes, there's at least 3 things that have more value than this mini fridge, and the top prize, there's 50 of those monitors that they're giving away that are like $800. It's kind of weird that they're labeling this mini fridge as the grand prize when it's not even the most pricey thing they're giving away. So the basic rules are you go over to the website I mentioned, you sign up, you register for it, you can enter 5 times a day. They're giving away stuff every 7 minutes from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. PT, so for me that is 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a first come first serve thing, so every 7 minutes you're going to give away one thing. If you're not the first person to like register or enter or whatever, you're not going to win it, but you're going to be entered into the grand prize, which is that mini fridge that's kind of cool, I guess. So as for the prizes that are available, I said before in this video and previous other videos, I'm not much of a collector. I don't care about plush dolls and figurines and things like that. I wouldn't mind wall posters and scrolls and things like that. Those are kind of cool. I can hang those up. Don't take up much room. And like the Sephiroth wallets would probably be kind of cool, but they're also like $200-$300 and shit. It's like I don't even know if I'd want to use that because it's going to get messed up in my pocket. Now, a newer Elgato would be pretty cool. Mine's a bit old. It does what it needs to, but it'd be cool to have a newer one. And of course, a badass new monitor, $800 monitor. Yeah, I'd love that. That all being said, however, I'm not going to sit on this damn website and refresh it every 7 minutes begging for the chance to win a possible plush doll or some shit. Like, I just don't care that much. I was honestly hoping to be more of like an in-game promotion, like more promotional items like weapons, armor, summons, whatever the case, whatever it might be. Like, I was hoping for more of that. Again, I don't really care for physical items. But the fact that you can enter it for free, you don't have to spend money. You can. There's like a QR code thing. I don't know. I didn't really go over it because why would you want to spend money when you don't have to? But the fact that you can participate for free is actually pretty cool. Something else I found weird about the promotion before we wrap up the video is that it's apparently been going on since April 13th, and it's ending on May 11th. But like the Remake Twitter account just tweeted out about it, I think like yesterday, the day before or something. It's like, why haven't y'all been talking about this? It's been going on for like 8 days now. It just seems a bit strange to have this big cross promotion with another brand and like wait more than a week to even tell your like community about it. By the way, my dudes, that's the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Are you going to participate in this Gamefuel cross-promotion? I mean, I guess a lot of people are bored at home with nothing to do because of the quarantine stuff, so if you got the time on your hands, maybe you will be refreshing the page every 7 minutes, try to win. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't want to update more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @dashingdavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a